came on air here.
Yeah. Perfect timing. Well, we're underway, and Marcus Semien swings the first pitch. That one's hit out to left field. Going back on it is Vukovic. He turns, and that one's out of here. Onto the berm, just above the fence in left center. That's a deep part of the ballpark. It is 390 feet to the alley, and Marcus Semien wastes no time. Eduardo Rodriguez's first ever pitch as a Diamondback is the very first home run hit by a Ranger this spring. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Change.
Regular cactus that you run-of-the-mill cactus here in the Phoenix area.
2-2. Strike three called over the inside corner. Dunning rings him up with a comeback sinker. And McCarthy goes down a spectator for the first out here in the bottom of the first, with the Rangers leading 1-0 thanks to Marcus Semien, the sinker. From the belt, righty kicks. Smith swings and lobs one in the air to left. Langford moving to his right, circles behind it, makes the catch. Marte tags from 30, comes home. Langford's throw, a good one. Marte dives, and he's just safe, beating the tag applied by Knapp. I did not expect that one to be close, but Wyatt Langford.
There's a little bit of a buzz here for today's game as this pitch gets floated out into right field. It is falling, and it drops in front of McCarthy for the base hit. So an opposite field single here for Matt Duffy to start the Texas half of the second inning.
I'd say for
2-1 the count to Kisner. And this pitch bounces away from Herrera, and both runners will move up on the wild pitch. Count goes to 3-1. Duffy takes third. Smith moves up to second. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
This pitch is hit high into the air, deep out into right field. McCarthy goes back onto the track. This one's sailing, and it gets out of here. Opposite field home run for Andrew Kisner. He had 10 home runs last year with the Cardinals. He goes oppo here today. Make it 4-1 in favor of Texas.
Oh, ball carrying. Kisner did a nice job driving that one out to right field. And sometimes ball flies in Arizona, and it looked like it felt like was untapped in Kisner offensively, and he showed it right there.
And here's Knapp, who is serving as the catcher, and he slices one over Marte out into right center. He's going for two. The throw gets cut. Andrew Knapp has an opposite field double. Get to see many lefties once making it up to the big club last year. The 2-2. And that ball is hit to the right side. Diving for it, Walker. It's off his glove. He picks it up. Flips to Hughes, who does not get to the bag ahead of Evan Carter. Carter likely to get a base hit here. You know, a few days ago, Eric mentioned that last year in his few chances against lefties at the plate at the big league level, Carter coming close there to making a diving catch, but couldn't quite get it. Carter goes, breaking pitch misses low and in. Herrera can't find the handle, and it's a steal for Evan Carter. Get a lefty starting to throw. The 1-2 pitch here is hit high into the air, out into right field. Carter going back into his right. This ball carries well deep near the warning track. Carter makes the catch. Suarez tags and scores. Herrera will move up to third on what is a sac fly for Jorge Barrosa. He drove in 6. You get it up in the wind, and it'll take it for a while. A swing and a miss by Marte on Dunning's game show that night. We had more important stuff to talk about. And here a check swing. Did he go? Apparently he did. To swing and a miss. The ball rolls away from Knapp, but he picks it up and tags him out. Marte never left the box. So Marte strikes out to end the second. A run on a hit. 2 men are left. To the third we go.
Hits the ball. That's the next step in his development as a hitter.
And no sooner said than done as he lines one past Marte out into right field. Hitters count at 3-1. The throw in from McCarthy gets away from Marte. Josh thought.
And exclusive benefits again. Rangers.com/20game. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. It skips to the third base side of the catcher Barrera, and Knapp scoots over to third base. Full count, nobody out. The pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. So Semien, who walked in his first Cactus League plate appearance of the season, draws a walk here. And it puts men in the corners and nobody out for Evan Carter. Scooter and realized it was Mitch. 3-2. That hits Langford. He's just fine. It got him on the front shoulder. That's the left shoulder. He tosses the bat and jogs up to first. Would have been ball 4 had he gotten out of the way. And good for the baseball. It didn't hit his forearm. Low swings, first pitch. That's a fair ball. Smoke just above the bag at third. 1-run scores. Semien rounds third. He comes home. Langford to third. Lowe up to second. It's a 2-run double for Nathaniel Lowe. He whistled one right up the line, third base side. And he collects a 2-run double to show for it. And the Rangers lead 6-2.
Was that what he saw mostly?
He threw us a couple sliders, a fastball, some changeups. I think spring training is just a time where you kind of like, who is this guy? I've never faced him. I know he had big league time, but there's a lot of at-bats where you just never face a guy and you try and go on the fly, really.
Were you still out there when Wyatt got his first hit? Or were you in there?
No, I was on base when he got hit by a pitch, and then I scored a run, and then I was done.
I know it's spring training, but for a guy like that, do you give him a pat on the back? He singled over to left, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's hit at every level. He's going to hit here, I'm sure. He's going to hit when he gets up there with us. You know, he's definitely what a 4th overall pick should look like. You know, he's very impressive.
On the homer, did you know you were first pitch swinging?
You know, you know, in 2022, I kind of went with the approach of C1, and now I'm just like, if it's a strike, swing. So a lot of times those 0-0 pitches are right there, and I want to see where I'm at right now. So,
is there a mentality to that, like you have to throw one out there once in a while to let the pitchers know that you're not just letting the first pitch go by all the time?
Yeah, I mean, the league is so smart now. They know all kinds of stuff about us. So, you know, like I said, I felt like I was more successful last year when I just tried to swing at strikes and take balls, and that usually when you're seeing the ball well, you're gonna do better like that.
Second spring start, how'd you feel?
I mean, just super sluggish. Kind of legs didn't feel like they were working with me, just more against me. Felt like I had no power behind my stuff, and I wasn't really repeating my delivery that well. I thought I gave up a homer when I hit the wall. I didn't realize that wall was in play. I think kind of half our team was that way. But I felt like I got into trouble, but worked out of certain situations. Made some pitches when I need to, but just can't get myself into those positions to begin with. And yeah, I feel like I just, you know, get back in the grind, get my legs under me a little bit more, and get the ball rolling again.
That's what spring training's for, though, right?
Oh, definitely, yes, yeah. I mean, like this outing is, I mean, obviously it's a little bit to learn, like working with different pitches, different counts, trying to figure stuff out. And, you know, I threw a 3-1 curveball or 2-1 curveball and hit him in the foot. And usually I'm not throwing that pitch in that position. I wasn't in any way second guessing myself on that. You know, he called a curveball and I was all on board. But it was nice to get an out with the new pitch for the first time and not spike it 47 feet, so that was kind of cool. Pops up to center. But felt like I got squeezed a little bit, but for the most part I thought, you know, Knapp did a great job behind the plate, and just keep me in it, make sure that I was, you know, keeping my line and everything. But yeah, all in all, I mean, could have had a better outing, but spring training, so, you know, got some work to do.
Keep asking, I guess, what is the new pitch?
I mean, we'll pop up on the scoreboard one day.
Okay. All right.
So it'll be interesting to go look back, see what a pop-up to center.
Yeah, 'cause we had StatCast today,
Yeah.
but it didn't identify anything new. Like it must have popped up as whatever I thought it was. But I know he didn't catch today, but have you had much time with Andrew Kisner this spring? What kind of early
Yeah, I mean, my first outing was with him, and he's caught a couple bullpens of mine. I think he's extremely smart behind the plate. You know, he calls pitches great, and I think he receives the ball very well. I mean, I haven't had too much exposure with him. And I think as time will go, I've heard great things about him, and I think he works hard, and, you know, I think he's a great addition to our team.
Do you have any sort of different approach to the spring with your rotation spot locked up and not going maybe to the bullpen like you did in April last year?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself locked up in a position right now. There's a lot of guys that are extremely good in our camp, and everyone's fighting for a spot. But I mean, I'm definitely trying to work on some mechanical cues. It's kind of the same old story for the past couple of years, but trying to put a little bit more emphasis on it this year. I feel like I do it well in the bullpen. I do it well when I play catch, but then when it gets game mode, I'm not really doing it as well as I should. But I feel like once I get my legs underneath me a little bit more and get off the mound more, I should be able to repeat it a lot better.
Do you attribute, you had that hit by pitch and then a walk today. Do you attribute that to working on the new pitches?
No, that's
or
just
your leg fatigue?
No, that's just bad pitching.
out the kinks.
That's just bad pitching. I thought on the walk, the hitter did a really good job of laying off those sliders. I thought I threw some really competitive sliders in that count, especially 3-2, and for him to kind of just
that one could have went.
yeah. And then I think for him to stat you and take that the way he did, I thought that was a really good approach by him. The curveball was just a bad pitch. Just yanked curveball, hit him in the foot. I wanted to dump it in for a strike to get myself back in the count, and just got a little over antsy with it. That's all.